Wasn't that amazing, Max?
Yes, it was.
Oh, Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. Wow, what a song, what a song. Mm, I've heard this many times before. Max has heard it for the first time, I believe. Guns N' Roses. Maybe Guns N' Roses also for the first time.
Yeah.
Not sure. Guns N' Roses. What are your thoughts on this song, Paradise City, Max?
It's a really good song to say the least.
What did you like about it?
Well, the way the artist sang "Take Me Down to Paradise City" it has a vision, makes you visualize a rock city, a city of rock,
Ah, right.
a city of rock and roll, and all the beauty over there.
Where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
Yeah,
He kept emphasizing on that. The grass is green and the girls are pretty.
yeah,
Hmm.
He definitely doesn't stay in the city where girls are pretty,
yeah.
and maybe it lacks grass at all.
Definitely very hard hitting lyrics, It's the chorus is repeated quite a few times, so kind of takes away from the hard hitting lyrics that are there in the song. So I would like to go through it to analyze it a bit better. For me too, I'm actually digging deep into the lyrics the first time in my life. I've always heard this song and I always thought it was about just the paradise city where the grass is green and girls are pretty. And I never really realized that there was another side to it. Why he wanted to go down to the paradise city in the first place. Because where he lives, it seems to be like the opposite of that. So he's just an urchin living under the street. I'm a hard case that's tough to beat. So it starts off only with him like being like a homeless vagabond like character, and he's definitely having it rough in the city wherever he is right now. I'm your charity case, so buy me something to eat. So he's literally like a beggar on the streets with his begging bowl by his side, and he's literally begging for something to eat. I'll pay you at another time. Take it to the end of the line. So he's literally begging for food, begging for money, and it's a tough life for him. Rags and riches, or so they say. You gotta keep pushing for the fortune and fame. So that's the advice he's heard by them. That rags and riches, so they say, you gotta keep pushing and pushing for the fortune and fame. It's all a gamble when it's just a game. You treat it like a capital crime. Everyone's doing their time. So that's how the first and second verse perhaps goes of the song. It's all a gamble when it's just a game. You treat it like a capital crime. Everyone's doing their time. Everybody's doing their time. What are your thoughts on all these lyrics, Kirti? Before we get to the chorus and other things, what are your thoughts on these initial verses which talks about his sorry plight in the city where he's living?
I mean, it's the hardships of any big city that he's talking about, whether it's New York, whether it is Mumbai, whether it is LA, whether it's Paris. It looks glitzy, pretty glamorous, and it looks quite inviting from the outside. But those who live there and those who know how hard it is to actually make it every single day, only they know. And those words were so hard hitting, the way the lyrics were written by Guns N' Roses, pretty hard hitting for a city life, for city dwellers. It's almost like a rat's life that he's describing, because it's that sad. And he's saying it's like as if you're serving you're incarcerated somewhere. It's that kind of hardship that people go through, but I don't think they realize it, because just before that he says that they say that keep pushing through, people from rags to riches. Anybody can be
Yeah,
anybody.
it's
The opportunities are tremendous.
He's clearly come to the city with some ambitions, but it's definitely not worked out
Not
for him
worked
yet.
out for sure.
This principal character. The second or third verse, I don't know if it's the second verse or the third verse because we don't have the numbers here.
Yeah.
It's all about the pollution of the city
It's
and the
gas
health
chamber.
problems.
Yeah.
So, strapped in the chair of the city's gas chamber, why I'm here, I can't quite remember.
It happens all the time with all
The
of us.
Surgeon General says it's hazardous to breathe. I'd have another cigarette, but I can't see. Tell me when you're going to believe, who you're going to believe. Take me down to the paradise city. So it's all about how foggy, polluted this city is. It's all so bad that he can't even see. Literally maybe a few feet ahead of him. It's that polluted, and that many people smoking, as well as that much pollutants in the air because of perhaps so many vehicles and things like that, and construction going on in the city, etc., etc. So it's tough life even in this verse, all talking about all the pollution, etc. But before we get to the remaining lyrics and even the chorus, principal chorus, which was sung so many times, seemed like a zillion times in this song. But what about the music by itself? The drumming, the guitar work of the lead guitarist of Guns N' Roses. What about all that? What are your thoughts, Max and Kirti?
How do you like the music?
The music was the best part, really, especially the drumming.
True.
The drumming was really capturing the moment of the song.
Ah.
And it was on point.
Ah.
And while the guitar work, it seemed that it was quite heavy for the song, really.
Yeah, it ended with mostly the
Yeah.
guitaring and drumming, mostly the guitar work of the guitarist of Guns N' Roses. Phenomenal guitaring. And it went fast and fast.
For me, this song is sort of, it's like an example song, Paradise City of Guns N' Roses, of the genre, of the time, of the element and essence that music was
Yeah, yeah.
at the time when this may have been made. And
Late
there is,
80s perhaps.
yeah, and there is another comparison to it, which would be a precursor, not similar at all, but how different music became in rock music. With changing times and changing bands and the style and the culture in the same genre. Um, uh, the previous example that I was thinking of was Smoke Over the Water.
Smoke on the Water. Deep
Smoke on
Purple.
the Water's Deep Purple. That is again iconic song. It defines its time and the way the music is played and the way it's sung and everything. And most people like listening to it. And when you listen to it, you reason with it, you enjoy it, you want to reminisce. And the same thing happens with Paradise City. When you listen to it, you again are thinking about, oh, this was the genre and this is how passionate the musicians were at that time. I mean, the passion that comes out through the song, the way the vocalist sings the whole song, I mean, that kind of energy and passion, you don't get that often. He literally, when he's talking about take me, take me, take me, it's almost pleading through a song. It's that desperation in a person's desire or in that person's heart can be actually portrayed through the song with the music and everything.
When I heard it initially today and I saw the lyrics, I thought he's talking about another city.
Yeah.
But I actually feel, I may be wrong, but I actually feel he's talking about the same city, the city of angels, or Los Angeles in this case, I'm assuming he's talking about. He's talking about the same city. Perhaps when he saw it from the outside, wherever he came from,
Right, he hasn't found
there
it.
was this image that it's a city of angels, take me down to the paradise city. That was his plea. He always wanted to go there to LA, and where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. But when he went there, he realized this is the exact opposite of what that image was.
What I was
So he's pleading. He wants that. He wants that city,
He wanted to
which
see
he
that.
imagined in his mind initially, or he thought that is what the city of angels was. That it would be the city of angels where the grass is
Exactly.
green. It's
Yeah,
like
the
paradise
girls
on
are
earth. The girls are pretty. The grass is green. Everything's rosy. Everything's good. Guns N' Roses rosy. But when he went there, he had to sit there with his begging bowl at the side of the street, begging for food, begging for money. And people kept telling him, you have to keep pushing harder and harder if you
You
want
will
to
just
make it.
make it one day.
So he realized it's exactly the opposite, and he kept pleading, this is what I wanted, but I'm getting the opposite. I'm getting this
Why
polluted
did
air
they
to
take me?
breathe, and perhaps I'm coughing and dying because of it every single day. This next verse is also very pertinent. It's about the whole country of America and the principal character of America from the Avengers, perhaps. Captain America has been torn apart now. He's a court jester with a broken heart. He said, turn me around and take me back to the start. Even Captain America is fed up. He says, turn me around and take me back to the start. I might be losing my mind. Are you blind? It was sung beautifully by Axl Rose, the vocalist of Guns N' Roses. I must be losing my mind. Are you blind? The question mark. I've seen it all a million times. So even the court jester, even Captain America, he's a court jester now. He's also fed up. He's really fed up with this life and he wants to go back to the start, of it all. Perhaps at the start it was rosy, it was green, it was paradise city, and it was clean air to breathe. And the girls were all pretty. They didn't really need to wear makeup
And
and
Botox.
they didn't need to do all that because they were actually healthy because of the lifestyle in that part of the world. In those times, perhaps initial times. So it's a very deep song, Max. What are your thoughts on these lyrics? If you could spare 2 minutes of your time to talk about the lyrics of the song, whether it's the chorus itself, whether it's some of these verses you heard or we discussed, what are your thoughts on it as a teenager from Mumbai listening to it in 2025?
Well, lyrics really are just supplementary, really. The song is all about Paris City, so it doesn't mean anything, really.
Okay.
It's just a jumble of lyrics. There's not much meaning to it.
No
So,
meaning.
I don't think it really means anything.
Someone who likes the city life, I think, doesn't long for something else, I feel. But to be very open here, when I was a kid, when I came to Mumbai, I wasn't born in Mumbai. I was raised for a few years in the countryside of India by my grandparents. I was staying there. I was very happy. I got to see the countryside and got to experience, of course, most of my life, the city part of it. But when we were young, I was 9 or something like that when I came first to Mumbai. My family had already settled here, and then I was moved here because of my schooling. I was there for some more years. Um, we also used to have this image of Mumbai, Savio, that when you go to Mumbai, that time Bollywood was big. Hindi cinema was
Yeah,
big,
yeah.
and everybody was talking about their favorite movie stars and everything. TV was a big thing in the late 90s. The whole of 90s. Television was huge in India, and most people would admire or most people would idolize all the celebrities at that time. So, most people who didn't live in Mumbai, they literally believed, and I'm not talking about one part of the country, but the entire country felt that when you go to Mumbai, the moment you land in Mumbai, literally you will see shoots here and there happening. You will just bump into a celebrity or somebody who you see on TV, whether it is commercials or whether it is a movie or anything. When you come to Mumbai, you will just see Amitabh Bachchan. People, that's
For
the
those who
reason.
don't know, Mumbai's or Bombay initially is like the version of LA
Yeah,
or even New York.
similar, very similar.
It's compared often to New York and LA. If you talk about cities in India, which are like cities in America, that's Mumbai. So Mumbai is like the LA and New York of America.
So we literally felt our relatives, us, our friends, when we would talk, cousins and all, that if you're going to Mumbai, oh, better get the shoe. You will be part of the shooting. You may be able to get some pictures
Now, when
and
we are
all.
talking about shooting here, it's not like America.
No,
We're
not that
talking
shooting.
about
Please, no,
shooting with
not New York
guns,
and LA shooting.
random shootings which happen
We are
every
like a
day of the
movie
year,
shoot.
and especially in LA, cities like LA and New York. We're talking about the actual film shootings.
Film shoot, yeah. Because that used to be the biggest thing. So many movies in Hindi cinema were made as if they were shooting, doing the film shooting. I have to be specific on the streets of Mumbai. So everybody had that image. The moment you go, almost every single day when you get out of your house, there would be a film shoot that may be going on in some part or the other of the city, and you will be just capturing that moment live. You will be witnessing all of that. And so I remember those conversations when our relatives, when I first went back, they said, "Did you see how many celebrities did you see?" I said, "None." So how do you not get to see? Because they aren't on the streets. They just they are elusive. They just you just
And also,
don't see them.
people have the impression, most people of big cities, that it's a small city actually. So whenever we talk earlier, the image of Mumbai or Bombay was that perhaps it's the same for LA or New York also. But the image was that it's a very small place, and like you'll bump into
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
everywhere you go. It was all about chowpatty. You know, the beach was called chowpatty in Mumbai in Hindi cinema. So it was all about chowpatty. So it's like Mumbai is just chowpatty.
Yeah, just go on the
And
beach.
here and there, around it, big bungalows where all the rich people live, and perhaps there are hutments where the poor people live. So that was the image of Mumbai. Nothing else really in
It's like-
Mumbai. There were, of course, many tall buildings and all they would show. So apart from that, these tall buildings and bungalows by the sea, it was all that was Mumbai. So people had that idea about Mumbai.
It's also like California. Most people who only will go by the movies or shorts of movies, they will think California is just a beach. And you go to California and that beach and all the film shoots and everything is happening, and all the best
Yeah,
parties
California is like
happening.
Beverly Hills and the beach put together. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm
That-
sure this whole state is a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we have that impression of people.
So that's
Anyway,
his
just to
impression. That is his
wind up
Paradise
this
City.
reaction, Paradise City, the chorus itself, take me down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Take me home. I want your breeze, or I want your, what is it? The first
Listen.
verse, the first chorus, right at the start, the whole chorus. What is it?
Okay.
Uh,
Got it.
Take me down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Take me home, I want you, please take me home. What's the whole verse? You know,
It
it's
is.
where is
This
it
is
there?
it.
No, no,
This
no,
is it.
it's there more. I
Okay.
want your breeze or I want your needs. What is it?
No. I want to breathe? Because I don't know.
No, no.
Hmm. I want you, please, perhaps. Maybe.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah.
no, no. Oh, won't you please take
Oh,
me
won't
home?
you please take
Oh,
me
won't
home?
you please take
He
me down to
begs, literally,
Paradise
he
City?
pleads.
Oh, won't you please take me home? A very powerful
It's a
chorus.
pleading,
I w-
literally pleading.
yeah, you know, I want you, please take me home. I want you, take me home towards the end. I want to go, I want to know. I want you, please take me home here. He's literally, he's begging, begging, begging for this wonderful city that he imagined.
When you say being homesick, people do feel homesick when what they imagined when before moving to a place, what they imagined that is not at all the case when they reach that place. Same thing now, people say there is a Paris syndrome or something like that, that people think Paris is all about Eiffel Tower and the city of love and romance and whatnot. And when you actually get to Paris, you realize that that may be a minuscule part of Paris. And there is so much more that you were not told about. So the 99% things that you were not told about, and 1% you dreamt of, and you thought that is what is going to be everything about it, and that is not the
I
case. So
think
it hurts. It
this
hurts.
is for all cities of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And this
it's
was
not.
made
This may
way
be
before.
particularly written about LA, the city of angels, but it could be also about um, you know all other cities. Like we talked about Mumbai, is a big city in India. You talk about Paris, big city in France. You talk about London, big city in UK. You talk about Toronto, big city in Canada. There's so many big cities around the world, and we all have this image of that city through the movies mainly through the
It
movies,
is movies.
and sometimes also TV shows. You have this particular image of the city, but when you actually get there, or if you're a person living there, you know the truth. At most times, you do know the truth that it's not all rosy. There are also thorns. Since we are talking about Guns and
Guns
Roses
and
here,
roses.
it's
There are
pertinent
also
to
guns.
use
There are also guns.
roses. They are also guns. Yeah, it's
There
not
are
just
also guns.
roses.
Not
It's also
thorns.
Guns and Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are also thorns here, and those thorns can prick you from time to time, just like people are poking injections and needles into people in France, in some big city or the other. So it's also
All of them.
that side is also there, and in fact that side may be all the more now polluted. That is something I face my entire life. Today I'm very grateful to God, and I'm blessed to live in a part of India which is not so polluted. I live in a greener part of the country, close to a national park, and it's not that polluted where I live. But
Feels
earlier it
good.
wasn't the case. There were parts of my life where I lived for years, and I was traveling for years in a crowded city and very polluted city with a lot of pollutants in the air. So I exactly understand that verse that was sung about it. It is good that I had the lyrics ready and we have analyzed it a little today as psychotherapists, counselors, and even a teenager sitting in the studio with us. We've all analyzed it in our own way. For Max, it has no real meaning. It's just a fun song. It's just about
The
going to the
music.
city and having a good time and
Where the
partying
girls are
maybe,
pretty.
where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. So, but make hay while the sun shines, quite literally. Hay being out of grass. So, byproduct of grass, end product of grass, what it becomes after it dries down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so it's all about make hay while the sun shines. But for me, it's literally a plea, and I suppose for Kirti too.
Yeah.
It's like a plea of a person who had this image of the beautiful city, and then when he came, he realized, oh my God, what have I got into? I'm here with my begging bowl, literally begging for food. So yeah, it's a beautiful song, and it definitely will connect with loads of people. I'm sure from Mumbai to LA, it will, and Paris to London, it will connect with loads of people even today, and more so today. I would feel with the
Yeah.
rising depth of so many city dwellers and lot of problems along with it. I think it will connect more with people today. This kind of songs, and these kind of songs need to be remade.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they are forgotten. We sit and listen to all kinds of music. Even we forget about songs like this. We've heard this before, Kirti and me. and reacted to it. But we too forget about such songs because we have other things going on in our life. So many other things to do, so many other things happening. So, the same goes with the world, and the world needs to again get into these wonderful gems of wisdom, this beautiful music that was created, and it needs to be not just remastered; it needs to be redone by a new
Created.
group, perhaps by another group. They need to come out with these songs, and it needs to be marketed well on the radio, in other forms of mass media, so that people are aware about these songs, which can connect with people more today than when it came out back in 1986 or 87.
Back then, it may have connected with people in one country. Now, the whole world is a village, and you're going to every single person, and every single person almost understands the similar language.
This song was written by all the members of Guns N' Roses.
I guess that's a staple
Steven
that they
Adler,
provide.
at that time, the members of Guns N' Roses.
Right.
Steven Adler, Izzy Stradlin, Axl Rose, Duff Rose McKagan, or McKagan, not sure how it's pronounced, and Saul Hudson, who goes by the nickname Slash, were better known by Slash.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I'm assuming
I
that's
don't know.
Slash's real name.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's it for this one. Thanks to Ivy for requesting this. Thanks to all our subscribers for being here and supporting us in hundreds and thousands over the last 8 years on this platform. We wouldn't be here without you, and we are extremely grateful and blessed to be in this extremely amazing position on YouTube to share our thoughts and opinions on music that we are requested to listen to.